Hello my friends, it's 2025, March, not sure what day exactly, it's the first week of March. Winter's starting to break, as you can see, even though I'm getting the itch to plant stuff, the garden's not quite ready. So today I'll show you how to make a planting mix, a seed starting mix. Very easy, save you some money, some time, some effort, and it always works for me, so I can't guarantee it's a perfect solution for everyone, but I definitely wouldn't share it if I thought it wasn't good. So yeah, we'll be doing that, and I've just been out here. The warm weather has me all itching to be out here, and you can see here some tracks in the snow. Excuse the traffic. I walked out to approximate perimeter, just see how many feet of pond liner I'll need. I'm going to put in a all-season pond here. I've researched how deep to dig it and how to keep the water from freezing over in the winter. So we'll try it out this next winter coming, hopefully, if I manage to get this all dug out. But yeah, basically over there where the heap of snow is, it's covering a mound of dirt. I'm going to move that and install a bog filter in this garden bed frame here I have. See how that goes. At the very least, I'll have some fish pooping in the water going through some of my charcoal and charge my biochar for my gardens. Yeah, so that's just the look ahead. Couldn't help but share because, like I said, I'm itching to get out here and get some work done. Dog's found some mice or something over there. It's been doing that since before I pressed record. Yeah, okay, so, well, let's go up to the house, or actually, alright, I'll be planting, as I usually do, into these seed trays. They're fairly inexpensive and are reusable, unless someone steps on them, which does happen, so careful where you put them, or when you're moving them around doing something. But anyways, that's probably just something I have to deal with. Today I'll be planting, what do I have here? I have some chilies. I'm going to be planting some guajillo chilies, some ancho chilies, and I have some jalapeno peppers. I have some other seeds somewhere, and my own too. I couldn't find them, so I grabbed these are from Saskatchewan, I think Regina, it says somewhere. So, whatever. Said they were big ones. We'll try them. Heirloom, non-GMO. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, it's beginning of March. Time to start peppers and tomatoes. So those happen to be two things that are great to grow because they're easy to preserve and they're tasty. I like peppers and chilies and stuff. Chilies you dry, peppers you can pickle. Oh my gosh, they're wonderful. Tomatoes, very easy sauce to make. And because of their high acidity, they are easy to can. You don't have to pressure can them. You can just water can them. But yeah, so the dog wants to play frisbee here for a minute, so I'll go grab some water I'll need to mix my soil mix, my seed starting mix, and yeah, settle the dog down hopefully. Alright, starting seeds. Well, you need some sort of seed starting mix. Actually, technically you don't. You can wet a napkin and put the seed in that and it should sprout. But what I'm doing, of course, is using the seed trays, so I need some sort of medium, which I'm going to make here. This, of course, already comes pre-made, right? It's these products. There's many different ones. I like the Jiffy because it's mostly peat. But what is in here? Ingredients, yeah, 70% sphagnum peat moss, vermiculite, core pith, that's from the coconuts, and lime for pH adjuster. So you're paying for that, and I can show you how to make your own. Starting with either the coconut core or what do you call it? The peat, right? You can even make your own mix from, like, say, some cold composted leaf and grass mulch. If you heat treat it first to kill off any pathogens and stuff that might affect the seeds. You can simply do that by putting it in the oven at like 180 degrees Fahrenheit or whatever. It's like pasteurizing it. Basically what you want is just some sort of medium, like the peat or the cocoa core. But then you have all these other ingredients, right? Like here they've added, I'll turn it around so you can see where it is. They've added vermiculite. You also see perlite. You'll see people adding fertilizers and bone meal, all kinds of stuff. Here they've added lime for pH adjuster, since peat is slightly acidic, so the lime is slightly basic, and yeah, so that's fine too. Lime's good, just why it's a good seed starting mix for tomatoes and peppers, because that lime's actually calcium, right? So whenever you see that, the horticultural lime or garden lime or something lime, this thing calcium, plant ready available calcium. Yeah, so this bag's from last year. You don't get a whole lot in the bag. And mostly all it is it's been put through a mesh or something to take out the large pieces. There's still some. So that's why I say you can make your own. You can use just like the cheapest potting mix from Costco or something. I've done that before. Just run it through a screen. I find 1/4 inch hardware cloth, 1/4 inch screen is pretty handy for that. But yeah, as you can see, even this premium mix, you know, it's not so awesome premium or anything. Does it have a lot of nutrition in it? Probably not. It's just a starting mix, but you'll see some problems with here in a second. So when you add water, see how the water passes right through it? I poured quite a bit of water here in the middle, and it's not soaking into it at all. And I'm picking up from where I poured water in. It's starting to a little bit. You have to kind of mechanically work it into the water. That's why I don't like putting it in a tray first. I'm going to mix it in here. But here, the magic solution to everything in the garden, of course, in my garden, is biochar. So what I have here is a bucket of biochar I saved. I kept in the house over winter. This is not just my regular biochar, but this was also fortified with magnesium, phosphorus, calcium. I subjected to pyrolysis some bones, oyster shells, and egg shells, and all that is crystallized along with the carbon, and yeah, so this is a very healthy mix. This is all charged up, ready to go. I wet it down a bit just so there's no dust, because inhaling carbon dust is not healthy for your lungs. So I don't know the best way to do this. I'm just going to dump a bunch in. But I've been doing this for years. It's awesome. Works great. This is probably too much. Probably have to add more jiffy to it. This has also been run through a 1/4 inch screen, so it is there's no big chunks, no big pieces. Nothing should inhibit a small sprouting seedling from breaking the surface and growing. What this will do, okay, so if you're making a seed mix from scratch, right, you got some peat or some cocoa coir, right? The biochar does what the vermiculite and the perlite do, right? It's going to aerate it, it's going to retain a little bit of moisture, but it also manages that moisture in a chemical bonding way that the other two things don't. Okay, so this is doing what those things do, plus more. And this is changing the texture and getting a more soil-like texture now from the peat. And there's a little bit of that cocoa stuff in here, but not much. I don't really see it or detect it. That might have been what those round turd-like lumps were. Actually, that's a pretty good mix right there. I like that. Best thing to do is just feel with your hands. Now, one school of thought is you don't want the seedling to have a bunch of nutrition. Some people blame that the nutrition causes, you know, leggy seedlings and stuff, right? Because they get like a growth spurt. And, you know, people take simplify things to the point of kind of ridiculousness. But yeah, you want to make sure it's well mixed. Wetting down the biochar first really helps. You can see it's not dusty anymore. And if I pour some water on it, water should... it's a little bit different. Didn't pass straight through this time. Still pretty dry though. But I'll get it into the tray before I wet it too much more. Even put a little more. Should be good. I mean, dandelions and a bunch of weeds have no problem sprouting in my biochar on their own without any premium seed starting mix. What am I starting here? Alright, so yeah, I have this tray. Now you may be tempted, just you have the tray, fill it up, water it down. I find it easier to take the cells out of the tray, and I'm going to water it so any excess water will run through and not be collected in the tray. Yeah, super easy. Just going to fill the tray up. Now, biochar is also full of microorganisms that will help prevent things like mold. That you often get in these seed trays if they're not ventilated, maybe too moist, or your hands were, well, had mold on them. Oh, it's a lot of stuff. It's caused by just Just your hands, dirty hands. Okay, so I can't really show it then. Move this out of the way, I know where to put it. But yeah, I just kind of dropped the tray. I'm going to do it off camera here. Just kind of bang it on the ground. I got no clear area to do it. Ay, ay, ay. Not prepared. Yeah, I sort of had to plant these because it is early March. I got to get it done. But I thought it was a good opportunity to get back in touch with all of you and yeah, show you my seed starting method. So yeah, I'm just kind of banging it down, not too hard because you don't want to scrunch up the bottom of the cells. But you can see, maybe, hopefully, you can see that yeah, I got, you know, a couple millimeters now, 1/8 of an inch or so. And then all I do, we plant it in here. So I got my heirloom, non-GMO. And yeah, I am outside because it's better light out here, even though I'm kind of standing in front of it. It's just the way it's got to be. Better light than inside. It won't affect the seeds. I will bring them in the house and set them somewhere nice and warm. If you have space on top of your cupboards in the kitchen, between the cupboards and the roof there, that's a great place. You know, heat rises. That keeps them nice and warm. They're out of the way, out of sight, out of mind. And I find that's a great place. Windowsills or anywhere near a doorway. Basically, keep it away from windows and doors. You don't want the cold drafts, temperature fluctuations when the seeds are trying to germinate. But yeah, generally I put about 2 seeds per cell. You can make little indentations in the cells if you want. Wow, they don't give you very many seeds, do they? Yeah, I was behind. I didn't put an order. Usually I put an order in from a small seed company here in Alberta. You know, a local family to grow some stuff and collect the seeds, so you know that the seeds will germinate here in my area. And wherever you live, I am sure there are people doing the same. Just Google it. Buy seeds, you know, local, whatever your area is, right? Battle River, Michigan, or, you know, Timbuktu, wherever it is, I don't know. You'll be supporting a local family, and you also be getting usually non-GMO heirloom seeds. I mean, these are supposed to be heirloom. I should start selling seeds if the going rate is like, you know, a couple bucks for, you know, two dozen seeds or whatever this is, 3 dozen seeds. I might have to open 2 seed packs here, which is fine. I don't really care about the cost of seeds. But you see there, I just threw a big chunk to the side. You don't want large pieces, anything inhibiting the seed sprouting. With tomatoes and peppers, you don't need to put them too deep. Of course, all the instructions and everything that you need are usually written on the backs of these packs. Some businesses are better than others at providing helpful information on there. But your basics, like your seed depth and when to plant, and sun conditions, etc. Sometimes even watering conditions. Maybe I'll get stuck in the packaging. Not the best packaging for seeds, not the worst. Looks like it'd be a good package for like longevity, right? And the other pack, if I don't use it, looks good, right? It's not going to get damp in there. Yeah, I should have done a video, ordered some seeds. Anyone who follows me here in Alberta would have found that helpful. I usually get my seeds from Lethbridge. It's either called Wild Rose Heritage Seeds or Heritage Wild Rose Seeds, something like that. It's in Lethbridge there. All their seeds are from plants they grow, so you know they grow in Alberta. Right? You can buy seeds from the big companies like Vesey's or wherever, and some of these seeds, you know, are from plants that were growing not in your zone or condition, right? So they may sprout and do okay, but I'm a big proponent of, whatever. I just didn't want to save any over. Alright, did I use them all? Oh, there's a few left in there. I'll put them in a jar or something. Okay, so all I do, you can push them down a little bit to the depth you think they need to go. With tomatoes and peppers, no more than 1/8 of an inch, or like 2 millimeters, maybe 3 millimeters, you know, like just below the surface. So you can push them in like that, or you can simply just put what you think is a little bit of soil cover on top. And you always see people really babying their seed starting, and then they'll go outside and start seeds completely different in the in-ground garden, right? So don't worry about it too much. These things will grow outside, they'll grow inside too, right? You throw them outside, that's not your premium seed starting mix. There's all kinds of molds and bacterias and stuff going on outside, right, that you can't control at all, and stuff still grows, still manages to germinate. But yeah, biochar. So you could just take peat or whatever kind of compost you have at home, as long as you heat treat that first. The peat and the cocoa coir is good because it's basically sterile. Right? It's not got a bunch of stuff in it. It's not going to go all moldy on you while you're trying to start seeds. Yeah, I'm just going to set this to the side and take this here. Now the best thing to use, of course, is a watering jug with a spout on it, like, you know, the shower head that separates the flow of the water. Mine got chewed up by the dog, so I'm just going to do my best to kind of go around in between the cells and just kind of flood the whole tray with water without going directly, like I'm just on this plastic here along, right? This isn't like, oh, do it like this. This is just, I don't have the right watering jug. Like I said, the dog ate it. 2 of them actually. But, you know, puppies will be puppies and they will chew on stuff. Yeah, just go through, you see any large pieces, pick them out. That's all there is to it. Make sure they're well watered in. Yeah, it's really helpful if you have a jug with a spout. yeah, I'm just going to let that sit there for a second before I put it back in the tray, just to drain out. I have to let it sit in here and drain that out there. That's all there is to it. Just going to let the water drain out a bit. Now, to keep it watered, keep it moist, what I do is I just take a spray bottle, and then I'll just do this. I'll take the lid off, and I will give it water. This keeps it moist so it doesn't dry out while the seeds are trying to germinate. Now, as far as, yeah, I've already said don't put it in a windowsill or near a doorway. Put it up somewhere high. Heat rises is pretty good. You keep your house whatever temperature you like, but especially in the spring and the winter, end of winter here, those extra bursts of the furnace and everything, that heat will rise up, be captured next to your ceiling. So if you have room above your kitchen cabinets, that's a good spot. Shelf on an inside wall is good. They don't really need light until they sprout, and then once they sprout, if you have some indoor lighting, that would be excellent. If you have nothing, then put it in a windowsill. Make sure you turn it because they will all bend towards the light. And don't worry too much. You're growing what do you call it? Tomatoes and peppers. What was I going to say? Oh, if they get leggy. If tomatoes and peppers get leggy, just when you're transferring them to a pot, just you can bury them right up to the leaves. So don't ever worry if your tomatoes or peppers get leggy on you. We're bent in one direction because of the sunlight or whatever. You don't have indoor grow lights. Not everyone has budgets for this stuff. That's why I'm showing this. So at the very least, I took this $8 bag of seed starting mix. That's $8 Canadian, by the way, not American money, and extended it. That bag wouldn't have filled all these trays, these cells, or what was left of that bag wouldn't have. A full bag would have, of course, been fine for. Oh, that's a broken cell. It'll still work. I don't know why. I can't remember why this particular tray has thing cut out. All my good trays were stacked and got stepped on. Someone being helpful. Yeah, I'm just gonna plant some ancho chili and guajillo chili. These are awesome chilies. I don't know how well they'll grow. Probably should have started them back in January. Maybe just try to grow them in the house. But yeah, I use these for cooking, so I'm really hoping I get some out of it. I may even I'll put habaneros there. I might even start some more jalapenos just because I really enjoy jalapenos and didn't get very many last year, so maybe I should get myself extra this year. And of course, when you're planting different seeds together, you want to label things. I got some little markers somewhere, plastic sticks you stick in there, right? You can write on them. I never thought of it till just a second, but it's a good idea to mark what you're writing, or even take a piece of paper and chart it on a piece of paper. So even though you don't have anything written on here, as long as you know what's the front or what's left and right, there's arrows on the plastic. But yeah, that was the hilo pepper or chilies, and these are ancho chilies. These are bright red and very tasty, and these are darker, almost black, and a little smoky tasting. Very nice chilies. You know, this is something, if I can grow myself, save me some money. I buy these to make food with, and I really enjoy them. So one day I will have a greenhouse. I would be able to grow anything, but until then, make do with what I got. I do have some lights and area to grow stuff. Did I bring my habanero pepper seeds out here? Okay, I didn't. That's alright, I can add them after I go in the house. Yeah, so again, just super easy, covered in soil. This biochar, it has, like I said, magnesium and phosphorus, calcium, plus it's been charged with compost tea. So yeah, you don't want to pour a bunch of water in with a jug and have it run everywhere and disturb what you just planted. Again, you can use the spray bottle. This is very effective. Gets the water right in there. Doesn't disturb the soil. You have to really focus its spray to, you'd have to be your intent to disturb the soil or the seeds. Very easy to do. That's all there is to it. I'm going to cover this tray up, and like I said, put it up high or put it on a shelf next to an inside wall. Better to have it higher you can put it, the better, right? Heat rises. But yeah, so temperature and germination. Do I need a seed tray? So since I didn't put a bunch of water in here, I'm just going to put this back into the seed tray. The heat mat for the seed tray. Do I need a heat mat? Okay, so here, I just planted peppers outside in Alberta in March, right? It's not very warm out here. It's warm enough for me, but probably not for the peppers. Now, should I have this on a heat mat? I've tried them before, and I find the heat mats kind of cook things more than provide any effect. I do remember taking, monocotyl, bicotyl, dicotyl, I can't remember. There's two different kinds of seeds. All seeds can be classified in two groups, and they both germinate around 22 degrees Celsius. I remember we did an experiment in university, I think it was first year university. We took a bunch of seeds and petri dishes and added moisture and kept them at different temperatures in incubators, and I think the statistical mean or whatever, the temperature range where we got the best germination was around 22 degrees Celsius. I think that's like 71, 72, somewhere in there. The low to mid 70s Fahrenheit. So like I said before, if you keep your house, around 70 degrees and you put this up high in the kitchen, chances are just that height difference, there'll be a temperature difference also, and it'll be in that sweet spot for germination. But yeah, I do believe, if I'm remembering correctly, 22 degrees was the sweet spot. after a bunch of experiments run and you know, statistics, right, and the line of best fit and all that nonsense, right, the calculation came out to 22 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that's all there is to it. I feel like I should have said something else about the biochar maybe. I don't think I promoted it as well as I could have as a seed starting mix, but you can see I use it. If you're one of my followers who use biochar, here's another way to use it. Save costs and effort, and it's very effective. These plants will all start going, and it's going to be planted into a biochar mix in the garden anyway, so they might as well be used to something closer to what they'll be growing in. But yeah, that's all there is to it. All you need to do now, toss a lid on it and put it somewhere nice, somewhere at least 70 degrees Fahrenheit and at least 20 degrees Celsius, and you'll have, in this case, peppers germinating within 7 to 10 days, I would say. Peppers can take a while, but you know, if the moisture is good and the temperature is good, they will be happy to germinate for you. But if you've enjoyed this, you want to see more on biochar and more different ways biochar can be used in your garden and in your house or in your pond, subscribe. Join me here as a friend on the channel. I'm happy to get to know all of you. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, just happy to be back. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Again, subscribe, hang out. You're more than welcome in my garden. So until next time, have yourself a great day wherever you are, whenever you watch this. Peace.